Darkness falls over Salem, and with it comes desire, danger, and betrayal. A city-wide blackout traps enemies together, tempts old lovers, and gives a stalker the cover he's been waiting for. Sarah and Xander surrender to forbidden sparks, Marlena faces shadows in her own home, and Stephanie hears footsteps that freeze her blood. Meanwhile, Gabby schemes in silence, Chad risks everything with Kat, and Sophia unleashes a scandal that could ruin Holly forever. When the lights flicker and die across Salem, the city transforms into a stage of fear, secrecy, and danger. The weekly preview opens on Gwen von Leuschner, stranded in the unfinished hospital wing. The silence is eerie, construction tools scattered, wires dangling, and shadows stretching across sterile walls. The hum of the backup generator does little to ease the creeping dread. Gwen, already a woman haunted by her own regrets, may now find herself stumbling into something far darker than she expected. Is she alone in those halls, or could someone be waiting for her in the shadows? Meanwhile, Marlena Evans sits in her home, the familiar comfort of her sanctuary suddenly invaded by shadows. She has been the steady voice of reason in Salem for decades, but even Marlena is not immune to fear when the world outside grows silent and the lights refuse to return. A creak on the floorboards, the faint rustle of movement. It's enough to make fans wonder if this night will pit her against a danger that feels far too close to home. The blackout is more than an inconvenience. It is Salem's truth revealed, because in the dark, masks slip, and secrets crawl out to breathe. No couple embodies passion and destruction like Sarah Horton and Xander Kyriakis. Their history is a labyrinth of betrayal, redemption, heartbreak, and undeniable chemistry. And now, fate thrusts them together once again as the blackout engulfs the city. Xander, ever the bold one, urges Sarah not to leave. His voice carries both command and plea, an intoxicating mix she has never been able to resist. The flicker of candlelight or the glow of emergency lamps casts shadows across their faces, intensifying the unspoken longing between them. Words falter, but glances linger. When their lips finally meet, it's as if years of anger and love combust all at once, igniting a fire that neither of them can control. For Sarah, this is the moment she swore she would never allow again, the moment of surrender to the man who has both destroyed and saved her. For Xander, it is proof that Sarah remains the one weakness he cannot conquer. But Salem fans know one truth well: passion like this always carries a price. Will the morning bring regret, or a dangerous step toward reconciliation? Across town, the blackout delivers a different kind of prison: Belle Black and EJ DiMera, trapped in a powerless elevator. The confined space becomes a crucible of tension. Two sharp minds, two sharper tongues, and a history of grudges simmer between them. At first, the silence is deafening. Then the words begin, snide remarks from EJ, biting retorts from Belle. But beneath the hostility lies something heavier: years of tangled history, pain, and resentment. The longer they remain trapped, the more their facades crack. Every second without power forces them closer, both physically and emotionally. This isn't just about being stuck in an elevator, it's about being forced to confront what has been left unsaid. Old wounds could rip open, or shocking confessions could slip free in the heat of the moment. Soap fans know that elevator scenes are never mere delays, they are turning points. Something will shift between Belle and EJ before those doors open again. The only question is, will it deepen their animosity, or spark something far more unexpected? The blackout doesn't just disrupt the city, it shakes the very core of Titan Industries. Inside its corporate walls, Gabby Hernandez finds herself trapped with Brady Black and Philip Kyriakis. For Gabby, this is both a nightmare and a golden opportunity. On one hand, she's stuck with two men who know exactly how to sniff out manipulation. On the other hand, the darkness offers cover, and conversations flow more freely when people believe no one else is listening. Viewers know that Gabby has been secretly eavesdropping through a planted bug, gaining intel from Titan's inner circle. But now, instead of listening from the shadows, she's suddenly in the same room, positioned like a player rather than an observer. Brady, with his straightforward, no-nonsense style, suggests she might as well be included. After all, as he says, Salem doesn't keep secrets for long. That single line raises the stakes. Does Brady sense her duplicity? Or is this just another moment where honesty becomes a weapon? For Gabby, every smile and every nod is carefully calculated. She must feign innocence, pretending she's the outsider who knows nothing, when in reality, she's absorbing every word, every slip, every hint of Titan's vulnerabilities. But the danger is clear. The longer she plays this game, the more she risks exposure. If Philip or Brady realize she's been bugging the office, the fallout could be catastrophic. This blackout could cement her power, or mark the beginning of her downfall. While some Salem residents scramble for safety, others embrace the shadows. Chad DiMera and Kat Green find themselves entangled in a dangerous flirtation that quickly burns out of control. The blackout becomes their excuse, their alibi, their perfect cover to indulge in desires they've been dancing around for weeks. The promo teases heated kisses, but beneath the surface lies a storm of questions. Chad is not a free man. His life is defined by family, loyalty, and responsibility. Every touch with Kat is a betrayal, not just of his relationship, but of the ideals he claims to live by. And yet, the pull is undeniable. Why does Chad risk it all? Is Kat a symbol of the passion and risk he feels his life has lost? Or is she simply a temptation he cannot resist in the haze of darkness? Kat, for her part, knows exactly what she's doing. Her confidence, her allure, her timing, everything about her screams danger. The blackout gives her the cover she needs, but the true thrill lies in knowing the lights will eventually return. When they do, will Chad be able to hide what happened? Salem is a town where every secret eventually explodes, and this kiss could be the fuse that sets his world on fire. Of all the blackout's consequences, none are more chilling than what happens to Stephanie Johnson. Alone in the town square, her instincts scream that something isn't right. The faint shuffle of footsteps follows her. The once busy square is cloaked in silence, broken only by her own nervous breaths. With fear tightening her chest, she calls out into the darkness, "Hello? Is someone there?" The preview's most haunting image follows, a figure lurking in the shadows, clutching flowers. Flowers should symbolize love, but in this context, they become a twisted emblem of obsession. The implication is terrifying. This is no secret admirer. This is someone who knows her, someone who wants her afraid. All signs point to Jeremy Horton, Stephanie's abusive ex. His return would drag her deepest traumas back into the light. This isn't just another villain strolling into Salem. This is personal, invasive, and dangerous. Jeremy knows her weaknesses, her fears, her history. And that makes him far more threatening than any corporate schemer or jealous rival. The question haunting fans is not if he'll strike, but when. Will Stephanie find herself cornered? Will someone come to her rescue, or will Salem be forced to watch one of its strongest women fight for her safety against a predator who refuses to let go? The blackout gave Jeremy the cover he needed, but his shadow may linger long after the lights return. While the blackout spreads fear across Salem, in the dorms a quieter but far more sinister scheme is unfolding. Ariana, Ari, Horton, ever the trusting soul, allows Sophia Choi to spend the night in her shared room. For Ari, it's a simple gesture of kindness during a stressful night. For Sophia, it's the perfect setup. Holly Jonas lies asleep, completely unaware of the danger beside her. The soft glow from a phone screen becomes the only light in the room as Sophia, with a predator's patience, watches her rival rest. Her lips curl into a smile. This is her chance. She leans in, phone raised, and captures photo after photo of Holly in her sleepwear. These aren't innocent snapshots. They're weapons, ammunition for a digital war Sophia intends to unleash. Each click of the camera is another nail in Holly's social coffin, another brick in the scandal Sophia is constructing. She doesn't just want to embarrass Holly, she wants to ruin her. The twisted part? Sophia whispers that this couldn't have gone better even if she planned it herself. And maybe she did. Maybe every step, the blackout, Ari's trust, Holly's vulnerability, was a stage Sophia knew she could exploit. This isn't mischief. It's cruelty. And it signals a turning point for Sophia Choi. What began as petty rivalries is evolving into something darker. Is she on her way to becoming Salem's next great villain? Or will someone catch her before the damage is done? Either way, Holly is about to wake up to a nightmare that she never saw coming. The week of September 22 to 26 in Days of Our Lives reminds us why Salem is never safe, not even when the lights go out. In fact, the darkness exposes more than it hides. Sarah and Xander surrender to passion they thought they had buried, while Belle and EJ's elevator trap threatens to reopen wounds that never fully healed. At Titan, Gabby plays her most dangerous game yet, hiding her schemes behind a mask of innocence. And Chad risks his entire future for a fleeting kiss with Cat Green, a choice that could haunt him long after the blackout ends. Meanwhile, Stephanie Johnson's nightmare takes center stage, as a shadowy stalker, likely Jeremy Horton, emerges with flowers that symbolize obsession, not romance. And then there's Sophia, whose cruel exploitation of Holly could leave scars no light can erase. This isn't just another week in Salem, it's a warning. When the power is restored, the city won't return to normal. The blackout is merely the beginning of ripple effects that will tear through families, friendships, and fragile romances. So, viewers, I'll leave you with this question. Who will pay the steepest price once the lights come back on? Sarah, Chad, Stephanie, or Holly? Drop your theories below, and don't forget to subscribe for more explosive DOOL previews.